Brought to you by Friends Council and Agnes. Trustee U, your online governance program for trustees.
I think there's probably a number of schools who find themselves in a confused state when it comes to external views on the school's product. And by that I mean you've always been known, because you're a religious school, as a faith-based school, as a character school, and yet you have this stupendous academic program that, by the way, is as strong as any of the top academic powerhouses, pressure cookers, you know, in your immediate area. It's very important to talk about that. Oftentimes when you do market surveys with outside groups, and I would suggest that's a good expense for trustees to think about, and learn externally what families are thinking about in your immediate area about your school. Once you understand from their perspective, not your perspective, because you're a trustee and you're close to the school, really rely on, don't rely on anecdotal information to make these decisions. Get some outside third-party confirmation of your market niche by working with professionals to give it to you. But once you find out where the differences of opinion might be, you may think you're exceptionally strong in character and you have a great academic program, but families in your immediate area just want to hear about that academic program. You may have to make some accommodations and changes in the messaging that you give. It doesn't mean that you give away any of, let's say, your faith-based commitment, but you don't lead necessarily with that message, because families first want to hear that you're strong academically. In this day and age, it makes no sense to run a great school if you don't meet the needs of the families coming to you and bring them and draw them into you. As a trustee, you really need to dig into not just data that the admission leaders will provide you, but external data as well. There's so many great free places to go to look for data. Take a look, for instance, if you're at a day school, at data provided by the different real estate groups that are now out there selling their wares, because every one of the big Zillow and all of the big, real estate, homes.com, have data dashboards built into their system. So as families are searching for schools, they can click through a series of tabs that will teach them about the local environment, the diversity of that environment, the economic wealth of that environment, how sales are going, and it's a great place to actually learn an awful lot about the market in which your school sits. Then, further, you've got to understand more about how your school plays with that particular clientele, especially if you're a day school. In the wider Advis area, there are an awful lot of schools, and the oversaturation of the market is challenging. So you really need to think about what makes you as a school special, and then articulate that. Many people who do marketing say that as much as we believe our special strengths could be A, B, and Z, when they look at the collateral, the marketing collateral, the websites of our different schools, we haven't yet gotten to a place of really speaking authentically to what makes each of us different and owning that. So that's the hard work before us. We can all say that we're college prep organizations, most of us are, but talking specifically about what happens in your school, the affective as well as the academic, is very important to discerning customers looking at your school's websites and trying to make a shorter list of schools that they want to visit and get close to. So as a trustee, you have hard work in that area, beginning to think with those who are leading your school administratively. How do we understand better what our marketing niche is? Who are our customers coming to us? What are the messages we want to share with them about who we are? And genuine messages, not inauthentic messages, because customers can really divine the difference. And then decide, again, based on all of those discussions, whether your school will be able to be thriving and keep growing, or whether it maybe needs to become a smaller school, because the goal really is to have a solid, sustainable school. And many schools during this downturn, schools that I would describe as very strong schools, have decided to be smaller schools and to stay true to their mission. And that's a great decision, as much as it is a good decision to think about increasing enrollment and opening your school up to new audiences. So be clear about that with your administrative team so that they can make great decisions and meet the goals that you set before them.